Well, it's time for your questions and some honest answers. And Pat, this first one comes from Jared, who says, "Hi, Pat. Should we celebrate New Year's Eve and participate in New Year's resolutions? Also, should we fast? And is the 21-day fast pagan?"
Several things you ask about. I don't think a 21-day fast. It's in the Bible. There are all kinds of fasts. There's a no pleasant bread fast. There's a total fast. There's a fast of, various things. There's a 1 day a week. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So, but what the fast is, says, I am putting to death my material yearnings to seek a higher goal. That's what you're doing. You're telling to yourself and to the Lord, I'm putting you first. Now, what about New Year's? I mean, there's nothing wrong with making a resolution, New Year's. Trouble is, most of us don't keep them. But if that makes you happy when the year turns around, there's nothing wrong with it. Having a celebration either, as long as it's not pagan. There are many pagan. I mean, New Year's Eve is a celebration. You can go out and get drunk and have a big party. I mean, I don't think that's honoring the Lord, but, a lot of people have a prayer meeting. I personally, my wife and I have a prayer meeting on New Year's. We ask the Lord if he'd give us some direction for the two of us for the year and for anything else. And it's a very special time for my wife and me. So I don't see anything wrong with it. But I'm not a great deal on New Year's resolutions because most people don't keep them. So why do you bother? All right, what's next?
This is Jessica, who says, "Pat, what are your thoughts on the topic of aliens and alien abductions? The Vatican has acknowledged the likelihood of life on other planets. Do you see these beings that are being seen more and more frequently have anything to do with the fallen angels of Genesis?"
They may be. I think there's a lot of this business about alien abductions, a lot of baloney. I just don't buy it, and I think it's silly. To get an alien from another planet, one of those other planets, it would take 28,000 years at the speed of light. 28,000 years at the speed of light, and anybody got to the speed of light yet. So the idea of aliens traveling in spacecrafts across countless time zones to get to this little planet, I don't see it. This is a special place. God has placed, this is the one where he sent his son. This little planet of ours is unique for the creation of life, for the nurturing of life, and for humanity. And the earth is filled with them, They did a deal last night. I was looking at about the Hubble telescope, and they took one little piece of our solar system and focused in on it, and they found, millions and millions of stars the size of our sun. There's so many of them, but they're just lifeless hunks of rock, or they're molten furnaces like the sun. But right now, well, they found a little bit of water on one of these distant planets. They say, yippee, we found water on it. Well, a big deal. I just think, this planet is special, and I think we need to acknowledge the fact that we are special. We were created in the image of God. God put us here, and he gave us a planet that's unique for the nurturing of human life. Okay.
Okay, this is Ashley, who says, "Dear Pat, my husband and I have been married for almost 20 years and have 3 children. They range in age from 8 to 13. He micromanages them, occasionally yells, and does not attend church with us. He says he is a believer. My husband has no friends that he communicates with either, and I've been diagnosed with an adjustment disorder. What advice can you give me?"
Yeah, what are you kidding? What advice am I supposed to give you? I mean, That man needs help. But look, if you want to have rebellious children, take away their freedom and, micromanage them and demand that they tell you everything they're doing, and you will create a liar, guaranteed. Let them have freedom as the Lord intends, and let them, like a plant, it needs to be nourished with the sun and with moisture and with nutrients and so forth. Nurture these children and let them grow under the Lord. And what you want to do is graduate those children to reliance on the Lord. And that's, you know, it's kind of like you're not in charge of them, God's in charge of them. But your husband has got to shape up. I mean, that kind of thing will ruin your children. And you need, maybe there's a pastor, maybe there's some respected counselor he can talk to, but he's got to have help because this stuff is going to, you know, ruin him, ruin your marriage, and ruin those children. All right?
This is Jackie who says, Pat, first, thank you for your ministry. I'm honored to be a 700 Club member. My question is about tithing. Is it okay to tithe to Christian ministries instead of the local church? Thank you for your guidance.
I think the church is not just the local congregation. I know it's a good deal for preachers to say, well, you must give your money to the church. I mean, well, why not? I mean, it's their deal. Why not say, yes, give them to me? But or my function. But the church is the broad body of Christ, and it includes educational institutions. It includes, like the Salvation Army. It includes charitable organizations. There are all kinds of things that are, and missionary organizations. They're all part of the body of Christ. So you give according to what the Lord leads you, okay?
Okay, this is Jeanette who says, why are retirement Social Security benefits and Medicare called entitlements when they're paid for during the retiree's employment years?
Well, I think you're in error in part of that because I don't think you even come close to paying in what you pay as much money as you will get out in Social Security. The term entitlement means you're entitled to get it. That's what an entitlement is. So you say, why do they call them entitlements? Well, it means you're supposed to get it. I don't know why they name these things what they do, but I can't defend it because I didn't name it. All right.
But we're grateful for it.
Yeah, right. Well, I tell you what, though, if we don't shape up Social Security, people are afraid to touch it, but, you know, there's got to be means tested, and number two, we've got to take care of the age testing on these things. We're paying out Social Security. People do not stop working when they get to be 65. And I think we need to move those benefits up to 70, 75, or whatever. So we're actually in line with the aging of the population rather than something that was there when President Roosevelt was in charge of the government. All right.
Well, we thank you all for your questions. We always enjoy hearing from you.